NFC East. Make a case for the Cowboys for me, Simon, because I'm really feeling the Eagles, and I hate that I'm feeling the Eagles. It doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, I don't really want to make a case for the Cowboys, Will, if I'm completely honest, because I think they're going to struggle. I think it's an aging roster in certain key positions. Like you look at running back, for example. I don't think you can't tell me that Ezekiel Elliott is now a better player than Tony Pollard, for example. I look at that receiver group and I think, yes, CeeDee Lamb is there. But obviously James Washington injured. They lost Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup is still there, but they're breaking a lot of new talent at that position. Offensive line, there's question marks. Obviously, with Tyron Smith going down, they're going to play Tyler Smith at the rookie at left tackle. Defensively, they've lost some talent, and for all the excellent drive-stopping play that Trayvon Diggs had last year, unless Trayvon Diggs is getting his hands on a sort of J.C. Jackson, Xavier Howard type number of balls every season, the difference between those guys and Trayvon Diggs is that they are lockdown corners and Trayvon Diggs is not at all. And so I think if he's not getting those interceptions, I think people will begin, the ball watchers will begin to see exactly what Trayvon Diggs is. I think it's quite a tough division for them. I think the Giants will be better, actually. I think Washington, will be okay. I don't believe in Carson Wentz, but I think that's not a bad team. I think they've got some talent at wide receiver. I think the Brian Robinson story is amazing if he can come back and healthy. There's some talent on defense, but for me, I think the Eagles are the quality of that division, and actually, might be upper echelon if Jalen Hurts is average to above average. Really, I think if he's an above average quarterback this season, the Eagles will make a serious run.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely concur. The other thing with the Cowboys for me is Micah Parsons, who obviously was sensational last year and clearly just insanely talented. Having Dan Quinn stick around is very important for him, but losing the other talent they've lost on that side of the ball, particularly on the defensive line, I get worried that they start to pigeonhole him into being a pass rusher instead of being use him all over the formation, use him on stunts, bring him to blitz, put him in coverage, do all those multitude of things. Not only is fantastic to have a player who's that multiple, but also the fact that it just means offenses can't plan for him. And I'm worried they're going to just line him up on the other side of DeMarcus Lawrence and try and play him that way, and I don't think he's that player. I worry that they get scared with him because they've lost too much other talent on that line. There's a few young guys there who might make or we might suddenly see the Dante Fowler comeback here, or Sam Williams might make a real impact.
Sam Williams is a really good player. I mean, off-field issues were the reason that kept him out of the first round. Sam Williams is a really good player.
Maybe that's the solution then, and maybe we see another defensive rookie of the year in Dallas. But I do. I really like the Eagles this year. Obviously, I think the thing is Jalen Hurts. I think a lot of people looked at him as being a fantasy quarterback, but not a NFL quarterback, because he had the running and he got the points and he did all of that stuff. But they went out and they won games in the second half of the season. They won games because of him, and he's now got better talent around him in every facet, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I just think
he could have 4,000 passing yards this year and then 1,000 on the ground and just be brilliant.
Yeah, and I just look at, like, for example, the signing the other day of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I think, is just a perfect trade for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. It's such a perfect...
How are they letting him go for... I get he's in a contract year, but that is...
I know.
Mental. If you keep him and let him go for free at the end of the year, you get a third-round compensatory.
Yeah. I mean, what
is that decision?
I know. That weak side sort of carry slot safety is such a huge role in Jonathan Gannon's sort of quarters-based defense. A lot of one-hole, man-to-man responsibilities. He just fits that so well. I think people need, the NFL has evolved so much. I think people just need to stop thinking in terms of safeties as free and strong. Most of them are just hybrid slot defenders now, and they're responsible for, the inside on the backside of formations. But there's so much to the position that it's so key to these new defenses in both, run and pass. And what you see with a guy like Johnson, I talked about Javon Holland earlier on, exactly the same kind of guy. You are carrying somebody vertically most of the time. And it takes real coverage ability to either pass it off to the deep safety or just continue down the field in what is essentially man coverage. And that's what he can do. He's a very, very good slot defender. And I mean, it was absolute daylight robbery what they got for him. So I think that's a really integral signing for that defense.